Hi, everyone. Today, I'm coming to you with another book review podcast of, that's right, Ed Love Had Everything to Do with It by Audrey Turner. Looks like a loving and happy couple, doesn't it? That's what it looks like on the outside. But on the inside, there was a lot of things that was good, a lot of things that was bad. So at this point in time, let's jump right in the tea and let's keep it going. All right. So let me give you a little background with Audrey Turner. Audrey Turner, as a young teenager, used to go to Ike and Tina Turner's house in Baldwin Hills. She had a friend named Patrice that used to date Ike Jr. And Ike Jr. used to have a candy red apple Porsche. Well, Patrice didn't want to go by herself, so she said, Audrey, would you please come with me? You know how girls can be. Come on. I don't want to go by myself, and you know how young men can be. Come on, girl. Oh, you don't need no friend to go with you. But they came. And she went. And when they pulled up in that circle driveway, I bet she was like, wow. What? This is it? Oh my God, girl. And especially when they told her that Ray Charles lived this way and Nancy Wilson lived around the corner. Oh, I bet she was just starstruck. But time went on, and she kept going over there a lot with Patrice to see Ike Turner Jr. She'll be sitting in the front room or having to hide because people was over there. And so she didn't want nobody to know that she was there or what Patrice and Ike Jr. was doing. But hey, that's not our business. So let's keep it moving. Time went on, and bands and concerts and movies and probably music. And she probably had a lot of things talent-wise that she was doing because she had a son that she had to raise. Well, time kept going. She met Mr. Ike Turner. And we know as ladies how persistent and persuading a man can be. Well, in her book, she said that he asked her on several occasions to help him with the Ikeettes, to be his lead singer, to help the Ikeettes dance and perform. And she was not having it. No, she was not at all. But before they got ready to meet, they had set up a meeting where I think she came and he didn't. And then he came and she didn't, playing back and forth. And she said that she really wasn't even wanting a relationship, but he kept throwing them lines on her. Like, hey, Angel, the heavens must be really missing an angel. You know, just some old lines that men be telling us young ladies, or telling ladies, because everybody ain't young. She wouldn't have it. And she was like, oh no, I am not. Do not waste my time. Kept on. And, you know, I guess she said that he was in love with her and he wanted to marry her. And in her book, she said on several occasions that he did propose to her, but she kept turning him down. She didn't want it. Well, one day, Ike Turner and Audrey Turner had a close mutual friend that he felt like, and probably was like a brother to Ike. So he told Audrey, hey, I'll talk to Ike about marrying me. Or I'll talk to Ike for you because he's really happy. He hasn't been as happy since he was married to Tina Turner. And, you know, I want him to see him happy and all this and that. Psh, come on now. But she wasn't having that still. She did not want nothing to do with Ike at all. So I guess that she had went to the motel or his house or whatever where they was recording with the Ikeettes, and she came up in there and she said, oh, they was really playing really good music and she was really getting into it and everything, but she still didn't want to help the Ikeettes dance. No, she really didn't want to show them the moves, the sings, the lyrics, the notes. And this is what she's saying in her book. Well, one thing led to another. Supposedly Ike and Mel Johnson went to the store or whatever. I guess the music got to going too good for her. All of a sudden, when they came back or looked through the door or window, she was dancing with the Ikettes. She was singing with the Ikettes. So eventually, she became a backup singer, because there's a video out there on YouTube with her as a backup singer, as an Ikette, while Ike Turner and his then, at that time, wife was Jeanette Turner. But as time kept going and everything, and one thing led to another, and eventually they did get married, her and Ike. Audrey, I'm talking about. Yes. He won her over. That charm just got to her, and she was just flabbergasted, and hey, she ran with it. Literally ran with it. So they would take trips or wherever, I guess, to go and travel and do concerts and on the road. And at first she had black hair with braids, no breast, no nothing. But then all of a sudden, blonde hair, breast, everything. And I'm not saying she was a bad looking person, but you know, some things people wear is just not for them. Not at all. But anyway, let's keep it going. So in her book, she wrote about how one time they was going to go visit her son and her mom, and evidently her son didn't live with her because she traveled so much. So she would never be at home. So she couldn't raise her child. And it's sometimes things like that happen. We can't have it. So they was going to go see her son and her mom. And all of a sudden, she says, Ike just turns to her and said, "You say one more bleeping word, I'm gonna knock your teeth out." She looking like, what is going on? Me, I would be like, huh? I'd be like Craig on that day. I'd be quiet while you here. But when you gone, I'm talking again. That's just me. But anyway, so she was like, honey, if you're not feeling well and don't want to go, we can turn around. Baby, that started the argument and fight. Do you hear me? She said he grabbed her by her hair and was put. I'm not laughing at because he pulled her hair. I'm laughing because I'm imagining it in my mind. He pulled her hair, she said, and she was driving. Shoot. She said, well, let me speed up. These are police or stop us or something, and somebody can help me. Well, when that didn't happen, she slammed on them brakes, baby, with a quickness, threw that car up and parked, jumped out of there. But she said while she was jumping out of the car, he grabbed her pants and pulled her pants off. She said she popped that trunk button and she was trying to get to the back to put some clothes on because she knew probably that she was have to get ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Well, I guess she didn't think I could get the car faster than she could, but baby, when she turned around and opened that trunk, he was right there like a lion on a deer's butt. Hey, they was arguing. Do you hear me? Arguing. Can you imagine on the highway with just a t-shirt and drawers? Crazy. But he jumped in the car because she said that he was in fear of someone seeing him and reporting him. Police was coming. So he left her there on the highway. Well, then she said some man named Andy had pulled up in a diesel truck or a truck and gave her help and took her back to her house, the house that her and Ike had both lived in, and got some of her things and everything. And he told her, don't be afraid, I got you. He probably saw that behind with them drawers on that t-shirt and got a little hot and heavy himself. But anyway, so he took her back to the house and got her things, and she moved, I guess, with some friends or whatever, and stayed for a while and probably went back home to her mom or whatever like that. She said, but he kept calling. I miss you. I'm sorry. It will never happen again. I was just angry. You know this and you know that. I don't know. I wasn't there. None of us was there, but this is what she said in her book. So we just gonna go with the tea. Fast forward, she goes, they get back together, they're going out to eat, they're traveling back on tour again. Hey, doing their thing. But she said, I guess one day they got into a fight at the house again. And apparently this time he must have hit her too hard She couldn't take them licks. So what she did, she ran her butt across the street, okay, where the workers was at. Now, it got to be daytime or in the morning if you still in your night clothes and some workers across the street or whatever trying to do their work. I don't know. But she said she was across the street and he opened the door, was begging her to come back. I'm so sorry. Come on back in. And I'm so sorry. I won't do it again. Baby, come on. Them workers don't want to see you in your night clothes and they don't want to know all our business. And eventually he sweet talked her back into the house. He did. She comes back in there. He locks the door, she said. Turns around and says, oh, you really want to see the real Ike Turner? She said he hit her so hard, she flew across the room. That's what she said. He said, oh, he did? Mm-hmm. But I bet you didn't knock that wig off. But did she still leave? No, she didn't. She didn't leave. She kept coming back. Now, for me, if you keep on whooping on me, as you say it's happening, I'm going to leave. I'm not coming back. But she did. And then she said they went to counseling and found out that he had a bipolar disorder. That's what she said. But all this, while this is going on, the so-called fightings and hittings and beatings and arguments and all this, they were still making money. Evidently, she still found time to rewrite and re-song Tina's hits. She did Proud Mary, and she did other the songs that Tina done. Nutbush City. Now, no one can't tell me that she was not, or he was not trying to replace the love of his life. I don't know. Then she said, tea, they had some tea. I guess, and she got close with Tina's son, Craig. I don't know. I don't speculate on people that have passed away like that. Rest in peace, Craig. But she apparently she said that her and Craig became real good friends, and she said that her and some of Tina's family got real close. Now I heard, you know, I hear a lot of things. I heard that the Turner family did not like her. I heard that she heard from other sources that she was no good, that she was the cause of him relapsing. And now I do know, and I have seen the video that they had made together, I think when he was sick. And he was trying to sing a song. And he could barely even sing or could even move remotely to sing a song. It just seemed like he was out of it. Now, if my husband was acting like that, do you think that I would put him on a video camera to record him trying to participate in a video to sing? No. I would have my husband in the first emergency room that I could find to help my husband, but that's just me. I'm not throwing no shade. It's just my opinion. Well, time went on. They did get a divorce. They did get a divorce. But it wasn't that long after they got the divorce that Mr. Turner did pass away. But in that deal, she still kept her last name. She still kept doing music. She's still doing music today. Hey, like I said, I was not there. None of us was there except her and Mr. Turner. In my book reviews, I read the book and I don't go in from detail to detail or things like that. I give my opinion. I do show pictures of them together in the book, but I don't read the whole book out loud. Because why? I'm trying to give y'all something to read, something to go and look at. Some tea, if you will. And I want to read this little deal that Audrey Turner had wrote. Audrey Madison Turner, she was born in San Francisco. Due to her mother's bipolar disorder / schizophrenic and the loss of her father, a functioning alcoholic, her siblings and she were forced to raise themselves. So she was saying that she knew and she felt how and what Ike Turner was going through with the bipolar situation. A loving but tedious childhood causes Audrey to lead a life speaking words into existence as though they were her own, not realizing that one day they would be. Audrey was the fourth and last wife of the legendary originator, Rockin' 88, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, OG Ike Turner, aka Sonny, was plagued with the similar emotional challenges to those of Audrey's parents. Love, drugs, betrayal, and prayer. Heart-wrenching, triumphant. Drugs is a hard thing to deal with. Alcoholism is a hard thing to deal with. Any mental illness is a hard thing to deal with. I have never had to deal with parents like that or a life like that. But what I can say from reading her book and from reading other books, Ike, The Confession, Taking Back My Name, and knowing families and knowing the history and reading and doing my research, Ike and Audrey wasn't married that long. And from what I researched and from what I read and heard from different ones, that he demanded and requested that Audrey and Jeanette would not use the Turner last name. But as you can see, they are still using his last name still today. And yes, she had a lot of musical talent. And yes, she is still making music today. And yes, a lot of folks love her. I don't have no reason not to love her or to like her. She's an artist. She's a book writer. She's a music talent. She's a singer. Hey, I tip my hat off to anyone out there in this world that's trying to survive and make a life for themselves. I want to tip my hat off to every young lady, wife, common or legal wife of Ike Turner's. And I want to tip my hat off to Ike Turner. May he rest in peace, because he had to put up with a lot of things himself. As being a woman, other women think that we should always pertain and just, oh my God, we just got to take the women's side because we are a woman. But sometimes you can read between the lines and can see that sometimes these women can be a pistol. And let me tell you, there's a lot of tea out there to be told. And I don't scream and holler, and I don't got pictures platting everywhere. To me, I am the originator of the tea teacher. That's capital TEA, teacher of the book review podcast. So I do my podcast differently. So as I end my podcast, if there is a book that you would like for me to read and to review and give my opinion, drop it down in my description. Let me know. Or just send me one and I'll read it and I'll put it in my own opinion. I never throw no shade, point no fingers. And if I ever step on anyone's toes, forgive me. But hey, you can't fault me for nothing because it's just my opinion. So you have a blessed and wonderful day. Bye.